Hey everybody, I just wanted to show you guys something awesome before we went out and did the more awesome stuff that we're doing in the shop with the welder. But here's the pad. If you guys haven't seen it on my Instagram, this is like a bucket list and a half. I got a pool table. I even set up my old TV up there, but we got a bunch of stuff left over from the barbecue. A bunch of snack packs and all that. Well, let's go out here and see what we can get into. We got to do some welding on my trailer. Come on, Boone, let's roll. My 30K Texas Pride gooseneck trailer has been suffering a little abuse from this Prime Tech we got over here. Hopefully you guys can see once we get out here into the, sun had just went down. So come down here, this Prime Tech, we had, well, this thing's a heavy hoss on its own, but we got some trouble with the trailer that needs to be welded, and I don't want to be like that kid that's always overloading his stuff up in Canada and breaking his trailers. Mine is still functional, but it's the ramps. The grousers don't match up when it goes from the ramps to the dovetail, and these ones are secure and those ones aren't down there, so something's got to give, and it's been the it's been those jokers down there. So I got to just do a little couple touch-up welds, and I don't know. This is just a funny look. I'll show you guys. Man, I really hope you can see. Yeah, you can kind of see. I came home earlier. I normally park this truck kind of up here or on the other side of the house, somewhere I can see it. And then I parked the Prime Tech where I could see it because that thing's an expensive hoss. And then I pulled this truck up there because I had it down to the shop and I don't like it leaving it next to the road. But I came home in my 04 and it looked like a really serious line of security guards to get down to the shop. I kindly backed up my 04 and I parked it, where the hell did I did park it down in the shop. It snuck around, but anyway, let's get down there and do some welding. Okay, 98 could have been moved over a little bit more, but no transmission, so that ain't gonna move. Here's the problem. So like I said, these might be spaced the same as what those are up there, but the gap in between these two puts them at an offset, and these ones got a lot more support, longer welds, just all around stronger up there. So when you get up on here with the Prime Tech or the Lamb track with the steel single grouser tracks, it goes up on here just fine, and then it gets into these, and since it's a different gap in between it, the weaker of the two takes all the heat. So this is what's been happening. It broke that weld, it broke that weld, it broke that weld, broke that one. Somehow that one's still staying on there. So I'm going to tap these down with a hammer and re-weld them. Originally this trailer, they were spot welds. They've already broken once. You can see the damage that these things are taking from that big machine. It's not so much the weight of the machine, just the fact that these don't match up with those. The gap in between here screws it all up. So now I know what you're thinking. This trailer is a 30,000 pound rated trailer. That includes the trailer into the mass. So it could be sitting here. Trailer weighs 8,500, give or take, probably give a little bit more. It's a heavy burden. And you can put basically about 22 or 21.5 on the trailer as it sits if it was solo by itself to get your 30,000 pounds overall gross out of the trailer. But I heard a way to rephrase it so it sounds a little bit better hauling that kind of weight is if your trailer's rated at 30, I'm not about to put 30 on it, but let's rephrase it back and let's say your trailer's rated to 26,000 pounds. If you put 26,000 pound piece of equipment on there and your trailer weighs 8, let's say you're hitting 34,000 on a trailer that's rated, the axles are rated to haul 26, so you're 8,000 over. You put 8,000 pounds of weight on the truck, that kind of makes it a little little better, doesn't it? It sounds better anyway. In my case, the trailer's holding up everything I'm freaking hoping it does. There's a couple little spots where those single grousers are beating it up, but the guy Jeff, he sent me a couple photos, excuse the lack of light, of where he had to re-weld his. And right in here, there's only a couple welds holding that thing on there, but I don't see any cracks on it right here. So he had to re-weld this whole ring right here. I think he put a thicker one on there, re-welded that thing all up so it ain't gonna have any more issues. And I mean, I looked this thing all over the other day. And then he had a couple spots on a suspension. We'll climb down there real quick while we're got the camera out, because he watches these videos too. So again, sorry the lighting sucks, it's what you get. So he's got a dump trailer, and his is a little bit different than mine, but my opinion, that's pretty crazy that that's all they have, and they rate this thing at 30,000. Yeah, pretty weird. But I don't see any cracks. I don't see any cracks. Let's just fix some ramps and get on with it. Oh, boom. I cannot really tell you how stoked I am and thankful to have a shop. Outside, gravel driveway, it's dirty, it's dusty, it's dry. Everything's dead, all the grass is dead. Not really a good spot to go out and start welding, but I can back the trailer in here, nice concrete floor, and proceed to start welding. Got the air conditioner blowing on my back, blowing the smoke from this paint that I'm burning off the trailer ramps, blowing it right out the door, not even breathing that stuff. So sometimes you just get lucky. I didn't think I was gonna have a shop so early on in life, but sometimes it just works out. So let's go ahead and quick update, show you guys what I did. I just did a couple little how you doing welds. Got the welder turned up pretty good, got those welds nice and hot. And for some reason I thought it'd be a good idea. There's a couple of spots that you can see right there is really chewing into that center bracing. So I put a couple beads on there. I don't know if it's gonna help, but I had a welder, so I said, what's going on? Hit it. But that side over there, it only busted 2 of them off. So maybe last time when I strengthened these up, I put a little extra sauce on that side. And well, I had the welder out. This trailer, those ramps are just so poorly designed. They didn't have this here. I added that stuff so that the ramps would actually set down on something and not flip up and be useless. I had to block the trailer, and it sucked. So it hadn't broke, but it looked like I could use a couple extra welds down in there. It's not really easy to get to with a welder, but we made it happen. What I'm using for a welder is my dad's old wire feed. Yeah, I got daddy's old welder. Brought it down here to do a couple little projects, and he didn't ask for it back yet, so he's got a new one. Got a couple new ones actually, you know how it goes. And well, it's kind of nice having it down here. I'll probably try to buy it off him at some point, but trailer should be up to par for Saturday's activity. We got to take the Prime Tech back down to Global, and whew, that's a heavy bird. I will give it that much. Somebody was giving me a hard time because I was a sissy because I didn't want to haul that thing. It's 23,500 pounds plus a trailer. Try putting that behind your truck, your pickup truck. I don't care if it's a 5,500 or not. That's a lot of weight. Maybe not behind a semi, but that brings me to my next point. The topic of discussion for this video is probably the most #1 asked question or concern in the comment section from the peanut gallery is why I don't have a semi truck for hauling what I haul. That's such a big question. I'm gonna try and go into details why we haven't got a semi yet, because let's see, we'll start from the beginning. A couple years ago, I found the 080 on Craigslist. I talked to Dad, and he was like, hey, let's go in, we'll get that. So him and I, that was my first adventure into the business financially. That was my first purchase. Him and I went 50-50 on that thing. 19,000 pound excavator. Nice rig, and I always wanted to haul the equipment for the business. I always thought that would be cool. So I went and got my CDL, started doing some research on what kind of trailer, what kind of truck I would need. Believe it or not, there's a lot of information to be found on Instagram. You just put the hashtag in and it pulls it up. So that's what I did. Found a trailer, got my CDL, bought the trailer. Looked the whole country over, far and wide, for a 5500 Dodge with a stick shift. I found two of them that were like fit the category of what I wanted, a 4th gen and the current 3rd gen that I have now. And I went with the 3rd gen because, well, I've actually owned quite a few 3rd gens. You guys weren't around before I started in selling 3rd gens a lot. I think, I don't know, 5 or 6 of them now? 7? It's been a lot, I'll tell you that much. So the plan at the time was to, the heaviest machine that we had that I wanted to tow was 19,000 pounds. Very, very comfortable tow behind this truck. Not worried about it. Obviously, I'm responsible and everything, and I'm not trying to be a race car towing that kind of weight. It's still about 30,000 pounds behind the truck. But I bought it with the idea of a possible Prime Tech later on. I knew it could handle that, so we got a Prime Tech. Ours weighs about 22,000 pounds. The new ones, yes, they weigh more. I could tell. So we're at the stage in business right now where we either stay where we're at, continue to update the stuff and stay in the same weight category and get different kind of equipment that's around 20,000 pounds, or we take a leap and we buy into the next bracket. And that next bracket requires a semi truck, but it is so much more involved and invested buying a semi truck. You could go out right now, you buy yourself a Ram 3500, bone stock with the ISN 4-wheel drive truck, dually. They're rated to tow 30, 32, I don't know what the new trucks are, but it's over 30,000 pounds bone stock. You could do the duties that my truck currently does with a bone stock truck. You're looking at a $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 investment, and you can do what I'm doing right now. To step into a semi truck, because I would go into a 10-wheel truck because I want something that's gonna not just barely get me out of the class I'm in, but take me to the next level. But to buy a brand new one, you're looking to add another $100,000 on top of your Ram 3500. So you're looking around 150K just for the truck. Now, a lot of people think you can just go out and you can buy a used truck. You can. You can't buy a pre-emission truck, because where do all emissions start? Where does all this small garbage come from? It comes from Southern California. I'm in Northern California, so I'm pretty much directly in line with all the crap that comes with it. So they have a rule here in California that your semi-truck has to be smog compliant, and that means you have to have a 2012 or newer truck. There's some contingencies and some loopholes and stuff. Guys still run some older stuff. I'm not sure how those work, but to buy into one now, you have to have a smog compliant truck. So 12 or newer. You can buy certain years, they got some issues, so you kind of want to avoid those, but you're still buying a used truck and you got used truck problems. So you're buying something cheaper to invest your time and possibly more money into it, trying to fix it. So realistically, to get into the business, it's such a big investment just buying the truck, but then you got to think about registration and insurance. Brief example, that truck out there, my 5500, to have the sticker it has on it now, it has a 45,000 pound sticker, legal rating sticker on the door. That and regular registration is about 4 to 5 times more than my regular pickup right here per year. You take your semi truck and you can pretty much 3 to 4 times what my 5500 is just in registration. That's a lot. Then you have insurance, and that's even a lot more. So stepping into a semi truck involves so much more. It takes us up into a different category of business that I don't know if we're quite there yet and if it's worth it. Where I'd like to see us in a year or two possibly could involve a semi truck. But for right now, this truck's been holding it down. This trailer has been taking some beating, But my new trailer, it was supposed to be here this weekend, but we're gonna fill that and we're gonna go to Global anyway and have some fun anyhow on the weekend. But maybe next weekend or the next weekend, I don't know. It's so much delay and supply and demand. I don't know what goes on at a factory, but when they say it's supposed to be ready the 22nd, I kind of expected it to be ready on the 22nd, but we're not gonna worry about it too much. We're still in operation as it sits. But for what we got right now, buying a new Prime Tech, I could haul it around. Sure. It's not the most fun thing, but my new trailer is gonna be designed better. It's not gonna be so much bulk iron. It will actually shed some weight, so my gross weight isn't so much reflected on how much the trailer weighs, but my payload can actually go up a little bit, so I might break even on a new Prime Tech with the new trailer on weight overall. So you never know. But as of right now, I'm pretty happy where we sit. Things I would like to see in our future as far as business stuff. A lot of hype on getting employees, a lot of hype on getting tractors. I'd like it to stay kind of where it's at. Dad and I make a hell of a team, and I'm very proud and very thankful to be able to work with him side by side. Actually, extremely happy about that. But something with remote control, something that you can feed with an excavator, something that you can put a whole tree into, that would be awesome. But until then, the setup we're rocking right now is great. And if anybody's still watching and concerned about towing with a stick shift truck the weight that I do, if a commercial cop pulls me over, I talked with the commercial cop before I bought the truck. I actually took the ad for the truck over to him and the trailer, and I had a conversation with him. I told him, this is the truck. The truck is rated at 19,500 pounds. The trailer's rated at 30,000 pounds. Together, we got 49,500 pounds. And he said, that's good, that'll work. I told him I want to gross around 40,000 pounds. So he said, all right, we'll get yourself a 45,000 pound sticker for the door. Make sure your tire ratings combined are more than what your total gross weight is, and you'll be good. And if anybody's worried about the DOT number, what we need around here is the weight sticker, and we need a CA number, because I don't go out of state. The truck's actually not allowed out of the state unless I have a permit. It's weird. And same thing with the log truck, same thing with Dad's flatbed. The way it's registered, it's supposed to stay in California. I don't know why, but it's goofy. So that is another little tidbit of information. We're actually rated for what I'm hauling. Stick shift or not, the cop's not gonna look in there, as far as I know. At least I hope not, unless he's I don't know, a forums nut. But we got the ratings, we're there. I'm hauling around 40,000 gross, 42,000 gross. 3 years now. I don't really have to cross the scales because I haul locally. I run within a 50-mile radius. Nice and slick. But I just wanted to touch on that subject a little bit because there's been a lot of concern in the comments lately. So I'm not hating on you guys, just some of you guys are a little misinformed and just don't really know what you're talking about. A lot of keyboard action going on. But those of you guys that are supporting me, thank you guys very much. Hit them buttons for me. We're going to end it now. I've done this speech a couple times over, so hopefully this one came out somewhat clear. But hit them buttons, like, comment, and please subscribe. We're getting really close to 21,000 subscribers, which is unreal. I didn't think I'd ever be there. But we're aiming for 25,000 as our next milestone, and I'll be giving away a Craftsman 450-piece toolkit. You just got to go back to the video of me purchasing this truck and comment on it after you subscribe to the channel, or vice versa. And I will pick a random winner when I hit 25,000 subscribers. But until then, everybody, thank you guys so much for watching. Boone and I are headed back up to the house once we lock up the shop and get this truck out of here. Later on, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.